Don't let my trauma define me. I define what that looks like and how that shapes me.
How you then get to show up in the world.
And how I get to show up in the world, how I lead teams of people with lived experience as well. And I think that's how do you manage your own lived experience while managing teams of people that have also got their own lived experience. And it's complex and it's challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. We are all incredibly different, but the one thing that bonds us is the trauma and the experiences that have sort of been born from that. And we've built a community of people that are thriving and people that are growing beyond the labels and limitations of trauma and what that looks like.
I see that a lot in the health spectrum as well, like, because I have labels that have been given to me of health conditions, and people go, "Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's..." And see, when I'm sick, it is terrible, but it has been able to get me to this point. I have completely transformed my life, which I wouldn't have changed had I never become unwell. And it's similar but different. It's, and everybody's thing is their thing. There's no, like Gabor Mate talks about, there's no hierarchy of trauma. Like,
it does not discriminate.
Somebody might have gone through what somebody else considers the most horrific thing, but then when that person's looking at somebody else's journey, they'll go, "Oh, but your thing was much worse," or "Your thing was much worse." And there isn't, because your nervous system is experiencing it.
That is right. And it could be somebody that's had a bike stolen. That could be in and of itself a traumatic event. But certainly when people go through experiences, how they respond to that, how their brain responds to that, is out with their control in that instance. It's how they then manage and adapt to that as you go forward. Like you say, with your health conditions, it's like you've got to almost mind over matter. Like, we've got this label, okay, what are we going to do with this label? And I tend to push against labels.
I'm not a fan of it either. And that's something, like, on my business journey that I've been exploring, is how much do I want to lean into those labels, to use that as an identity for people to come to me. But I don't want to, because I don't want to give that energy. I want the fact that I'm living as well as I can be. And I want people to be inspired by that, regardless of what
what the background or circumstance.
Because if somebody's got IBS and food is triggering for them, that can be really challenging for them, because I can't eat this, can't eat that. And somebody's got inflammatory bowel disease, which is what I've got, they could die. But the journey to health and healing is very similar for both of them. Are you listening to how your body responds to the stresses that you're around, to the food that you eat, to the people that you're around, to the exercise you're doing? Are you listening and responding to that in a positive way?